What's good, everybody? NextEra back with some more World of Warships Legends. If this is your first time here, nice to meet you. I'm a destroyer main. However, I try all sorts of stuff. I try different builds. And today we have the Kagero. If you can see, we have 4,300 XP with the Kraken. Stay tuned. We're going to get into this. So this is a legendary match. There are a bunch of legendary ships in this particular match. We've got 2 Garings and a Z-23 on our team, and I'm in a Kagero. On the enemy team, they have a Garing, a Udachi, and I don't remember the third destroyer. But you're gonna notice a number of interesting things this match. Many people are playing the Garing like a torpedo boat. It's a US destroyer. Oh, the third one is a Lightning. Okay, so that's a solid lineup on both teams. Very solid lineup. We now finally have a variety of legendary destroyers that can show up in these legendary matches. But you'll notice, guys, very much a torpedo slinging build, I guess. I don't know. But we'll see how this all pans out for that particular playstyle for the Garen. Now, I know you'll see that little icon at the top. That's right. This is a twist and track torpedo boat build. So I actually have 4.6 concealment on this boat, as well as a significant amount of like just map awareness in general. Look at this guy. So I don't know, it's just weird. He launched a bunch of torpedoes and then gets spotted and fires. He doesn't pop his smoke. He just drives. I keep looking over to see if he actually pops his smoke, because that's what you would anticipate from a US gunboat. Didn't pop his smoke and start shooting the guy, and he doesn't even stay in the cap with me at all. So it's all right. Doesn't matter to me at this point. So we have a Kurfurst that's charging in a bit. I believe he has like a 6-kilometer sonar, but he didn't pop that, or I don't know what's going on with that. But we're getting into, this is what an ambush looks like. This is like your perfect kind of ambush scenario. You don't have to dive bomb battleships to ambush them. You know, you just let them come to you. That's ideal, at least. So now I know that set right here should hit him. I'm just coasting backwards. He spotted me through the island, and yes, my controller disconnected. This happens. It's usually like a sign of a good match. My friends always laugh at me with it. So we get this guy, and now we're capping the base. Look at the map. We still see the Garing right next. There's 2 Garings right next to me, and I'm showing them where twist and track. Well, where twist and track is giving me an idea of where the next area, the nearest enemy ship is. That's what twist and track does. So right now I'm using a destroyer, like a torpedo boat destroyer, to track down this Garing, which is theoretically quite risky business. You just saw a torpedo go by. That was the Garing doing some more long range torpedoes. Now, the last time he was spotted was around his smoke. But if you look at the icon at the, well, it's at my, I guess you'd call that what, my 11 o'clock. So it's directly where I'm pointing. That's the nearest estimate of where this guy is. You notice it's no longer pointing in the smoke at all, right? So I want to make sure that my team is still doing what they have to do in terms of being able to support me. So I'm letting them know, hey, he's not in the smoke, right? He's over here somewhere. And so I do that, and somebody wants to mark where he was last spotted. So I say negative. That doesn't matter. Where he was last spotted doesn't really mean anything. So right now we are trying to track down this Gehring as he's driving away. There he is. All right. So what's he gonna do? Now, would I, in my Kagero, try to get into a close quarters knife fight with a legendary gunboat destroyer? Somebody somewhere is like, yeah, man, shoot him. Yeah, that's not how this works. Right now, he's completely spotted. Let them shoot him. However, I do like my torpedoes. And that one, looking pretty good. Center mass. Oh, she broke. Alright, so moving on to the next topic. We've got battleships that are still pretty much where they spawned, it looks like. And if you look between A and B cap, the last destroyer on the enemy team was last spotted over there. There are a bunch of ships over there, and honestly there are a bunch of actual gunboat destroyers, or at least hybrid, hunting destroyer capable destroyers on my team. So even though he's over there and he's spotted, that would not be the ideal target for my ship, because even if I find him, then what? The biggest impact I can have to this game is to, if not kill some of these ships over here, it would be to actually at least get them uncomfortable so they stop shooting at our other big ships. So we gotta keep them off their toes. So next thing, that Yudachi got spotted over there. It's not my objective. As I said before, like, I'm gonna cap this base and we're gonna see if we can make some serious dents in this this enemy team over here. They are literally just stacked up on top of each other. Again, the two Gehrings that are on my team, they're just out to sea at the middle. If you look over all the way to between the, what is that, left and far left of where I'm at in the open water, they're not in smoke and they're not shooting, but they're relying on their torpedoes again. So it's a thing, but it reminds me of when the Yudachi first came out. There were a number of people running the Yudachi that got it from the campaign. So it was like people were just doing some weird stuff. When people start to really know just how powerful these US gunboats are, like the legendary tier, these guys have some really high reload capability. There's a lot of power behind these boats. Their main threat is not their torpedoes. So anyway, that's my little, I'll get off my soapbox. So we have this Iowa. You'll notice I never shoot, while I avoid shooting all my salvos at the same one ship if I can. That's just my own personal technique. So we have this Iowa here, who I know is about to turn in. It's just a matter of when, because that ship knows there are multiple destroyers around. He's not gonna just drive purely in a straight line. So he's turned a little bit a couple of times. Every time you see, so that's why I'm looking at him personally to see if his angle's changed. Now we're just mapping this out. And like always, keeping my eyes on multiple targets. You gotta be able to know which target makes the most sense. So now we have Yamato. That's pretty broadside to us, pretty carefree. And this Iowa, who has a Gehring, looking like he's just another torpedo run. but yeah. So now we've got torpedoes still out on the Yamato. How's this gonna look? Can we get them? Yeah, no? Can we get them? Maybe, I don't know. But we'll try. Well, he turned out of that. Are we gonna let him cap? No, sir. No cap points for you. Fine. So, right now you'll notice just trying to do everything we can to impact the game. You'll notice I haven't chased down a kill. I took all the stuff that was along my path. Being an effective, especially torpedo boat destroyer in this current meta is tricky because there are a lot of decent gunboat or even hybrid destroyers out there that can make life quite dangerous in these torpedo boats. And you need to be able to impact the game as much as possible, especially when it has nothing to do with your torpedoes. Like if you can't shoot something or whatever, you still need to be capping bases, spotting people, being useful. That guy wanted me to get out the way of his torpedoes, but his torpedoes didn't have the range. So it was just weird. But it's all good, doesn't matter. Because I'm pretty sure he could have shot him from where he is. But for some reason, these guys aren't really using their guns that much. I'm not sure if they're trying to do some type of special event or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. But this Yamato now has at least one flood. It's possible he has 2 floods, but at least 1 flood. Don't you look at me. Don't you look at me. Now he's getting some support. Yes, I run give me speed because I tend to be within range. There's the Kraken. I tend to be within range. I can give me speed to kick in with 6 kilometers. So it's way more useful for me than on alert. I mean, not on alert. Now this is greed right here. This was greed. I knew I had no business going over here. And a little better RNG on that guy's behalf, and I might have been dead. But we'll just back it off. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. And he's spotted by 2 destroyers. Well, at least 1 destroyer. So a solo battleship versus 3 destroyers. It's just not gonna work out. Mind you, we have all 3 caps. I don't think he's even contesting this cap. Now this is another perfect ambush angle, and if we have more time, he's gonna have to turn in to where I'm at. 1 to dodge their torpedoes, so he'll have to turn flat to me, and then it would just be a wrap. But yeah, that's all she wrote for this episode because we've capped out. We did what we had to do for the points, right? So now what does that look like in terms of score? Well, I've already showed you what my score was, but let's see what that means in terms of everything else. So 11 torpedoes, that's all it took, right? But that's 9 floods. We got 2 caps. We have almost double the nearest score behind us, and we net 605,000 credits. So that was quite the good run. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like, follow, subscribe, do something cool. And if you didn't enjoy it, go ahead and hit that like, follow, and subscribe. Do something cool. Yeah, I said the same thing, but it's all good. See you in the next one.